Welcome to this FPS benchmark test for GTA 5 on our desktop computer. So we have the HP M01-F0016 with 8GB of DDR4, a 256GB SSD. And here's my first test. I went with the 1280 by 720p resolution. So VSync is off. Oh, by the way, I did double check. So video memory, as you can see right there, it's consistent with the game bar in the lower left corner. So when it shows the percentage, it taps up to 2GB max. So I did double check that. And we're going to focus on RAM usage as well today. So for RAM usage, you're looking at 4 to 5 to 6GB of RAM usage. So if you look at the FPS, it was pretty good at 720. You're looking at 40s, 50s, and 60s. Oh, by the way, I wanted to mention, I was reading up on this computer, and you can improve performance on this computer by going into the power settings and setting it to best performance, which uses more power, but it's supposed to give you better performance. But I figured I leave it on the default, which is better performance, which is just the middle setting, because most people, when they get this computer, they're not going to be like, oh, let's set it to best performance all the time. So it's just on the middle setting, which is better performance, not best, if that makes sense. So RAM usage was about 84%. So 84% of 5.9 was about 6. Well, you can't go to 6GB, but around 5.1. CPU was like a champ. Handled it pretty good. I am amazed and I am impressed by the AMD Ryzen 5. Oh, which reminds me, I will put up some screenshots at the end of the video for some of the, the task manager specs on the computer, like the GPU and the CPU and stuff, because you're probably wondering, so the GPU on this thing is 2GB of dedicated GPU memory and shared GPU memory of 3GB. So if you're looking at the GPU, 73% of this, 73%, that's 73% of 2GB of RAM for the GPU usage right now. So yeah, the FPS was pretty good for 720p. Around 50s and 60s. Yeah, I apologize for the camera. For some reason, it wasn't focusing. As you can see, I can see the Xbox game bar moving a little bit. Next time, I'm gonna double check the camera settings for some reason. But I didn't even notice it until I put up the video. So, but it worked pretty good. But I felt like there was no sudden drop frames. When we were testing this game, the benchmark on the HP laptop that we had, you'd see stutters, stuff like that, frame drops. But this is a desktop computer, a lot more power, a better CPU. Even though it has less RAM, this thing has done a great job. So pretty sweet. I didn't notice any major lags or anything like that. So if you're definitely on a budget and you don't really need a laptop, and if you're going to be gaming, I think desktop is the way to go for sure. You'd have more power, probably easier to find parts, probably easier to open up and upgrade. But a lot of people like laptops nowadays. So here we are for our second test. Full screen, 1920 by 1080p. We are going to definitely do a lot more testing with other games. And I know there's been a lot of requests for CPU comparisons as well. I am working on those. It's just kind of hard doing all these gaming tests. It takes up a lot of time. So the second test with the 1080p, you're looking at about 20, 30 FPS, even 40 sometimes, with RAM usage up to 81%. So 80, 90% of 5.9GB is about 4 or 5GB. So if I'm thinking, if you do put in an extra stick on this thing and you make it 16GB, this thing can definitely handle GTA no problem. GPU usage, so 60, 59, or 60% of 2GB is not a lot. So giving it an extra boost, 32GB would definitely be an overkill. So I'm glad we're actually doing all these gaming tests, because it helps me realize that sometimes you don't really need to go 32 or 62GB of RAM. 16GB can be the sweet spot, or to be honest, even 12 gigs would probably even work good for this thing. I don't know how it would affect the dual channeling though, but yeah, so, especially if you're budget conscious, I've been learning a lot. So definitely a big shout out to the comments. The comments once again pulled through, giving all these gaming test ideas, and the more tests and things that we do, the more I learn as well. So I have been learning a lot thanks to the comments, especially asking me to test out all this stuff. So definitely, even for the desktop computer, to be honest, 8GB of RAM, if I got this computer and I was playing GTA 5 on it all the time, I would be really, really happy. I wouldn't think like, oh, I need an upgrade or something. Well, I might upgrade the SSD in the future soon. I ordered a 500 gigabyte SSD because some of these games that people requested in the comments, they're pretty big. Like the Modern Warfare, we're gonna get into that more, but like some of them take up like 200 gigabytes easy. So it's pretty crazy. Like GTA 5 wasn't that bad, but it took like 90 gigabytes easy for GTA 5, and that's just for the offline mode. I think it took like an hour just to like download it and install the 80 gigs. Because I'm also doing other stuff online, so I can't just like dedicate this whole thing to like, but pretty awesome test. I am pretty happy. And as you can see, you're using about like 5-6 gigabytes for this game. And to be honest, I wasn't even sure if it was gonna run because they do recommend 12 gigabytes for this game. But CPU, I am pretty impressed, and GPU wise also. And keep in mind, like I said earlier, this isn't even on the highest performance mode yet. So I bet you if you even turned it up to high performance mode, the performance on this thing will be even better. So like best performance in the power settings. But yeah, so here are some of the screenshots. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Take it easy.